Welcome back. Well, these one of the many chateaux, this one in need of repair. Here as we arrive in Aubenas today after 178 kilometers. This is our Trek aerial view today. And it's been a beautiful race indeed. And what a sprint by Mark Cavendish. I rate that as probably his best win in the Tour de France ever. And the 9th stage victory historically, which means he's now the outright holder of the record for British stage wins.
I'd have to say that the man he took it away from, Barry Hobenfield, would probably be fairly proud of that victory too, because for a sprinter to do what he did is really very special, to drag your body over the climb. And the way he spoke to his teammates to say, guys, just stay there, keep with me, don't leave me alone on this climb, and still come up with the goods. Top hat.
All right, well, it wasn't always the way today. There were other riders in the lead. Let's have a look back now at our Cadillac performance highlights. We go back to the start in Bourgoin-Jallieu. And the rollout with Contador in yellow, the world champion Alessandro Ballan nearest camera in white. And we would see him again in action, wouldn't we, towards the finish.
After the start at kilometre zero, nobody really wanted to come out very rapidly at all, and it wasn't really until we started to get to the first climb of the day that we saw a move going off the front, and this was Thierry Hupon of Team Skill ahead of David Loosely, and Egoy Martinez getting a little bit of pride and a single point there to get him to consolidate his position in the King of the Mountains.
That was after 6 kilometres. The break went at 9 kilometres. The hotspot sprint at l'arrivée saw Duque just getting the better of Nicholas Roche of Ireland. Sylvain Chavanel also in the break was third, and on we went to the climb of the Côte de la Forêt.
Yeah, this was a 19-man leading group and building up a lead of around about 3 minutes over the main field. Geoffroy Lecatre got himself maximum points there ahead of Laurence Roche.
And then as they were being reeled in, Duque didn't want to be caught by the main field, so he tried to go from the remnants of the original breakaway, where 5 were clear. They were hunted down, and Duque went out on his own, but he wouldn't get very far.
No, he survived by a few moments, and once he was pulled back into the main field, the peloton remained under the control of Team Rabobank in the orange jerseys. They wanted to make sure their man, Oscar Freire, had a chance of getting the victory. However, the French wanted to have their glory on this day, and this man, Laurent Lefebvre, jumped out of the pack. He opened up a lead of not very much more than 10 seconds until he was joined by the world champion Alessandro Ballan, who we've hardly mentioned at all in this year's Tour.
This was all being enacted on the Col de l'Escrinet, and at the top here, 16 kilometres to go down to the finish. The world champion going over the top in first place, Lefebvre, and Martinez getting the third place over that mountain. So he's consolidating second overall in the King of the Mountains. Then through the rain, they flew towards the finish, with most of the work being done by the world champion.
The gap stretching out to 15 seconds as the main field had been dramatically reduced in numbers, but it was the yellow-black train on the front of Team Columbia HTC trying to sort it out for their man, and within 2 kilometres to go to the finish, they finally pulled back the 2-man breakaway, although Alessandro Ballan did try one more time, but he could not avoid the inevitable.
So they all came together. Oscar Freire taking the shortcut over the roundabout, bounces back into the peloton, and they caught him at 1.2 kilometres from the finish. Hincapie had done his job well for Mark Cavendish, but now only Mark Renshaw was left at the front to lead out Mark Cavendish, and when he swung off, it really did look as though he put him into the front just a little bit too early, and all of the others were going for the prey of Cavendish. But you know, this man may be small, but he's an absolute pocket rocket. He just heads for that line, sees them coming, kicks again. He won actually by 3/4 of a length.
Well, he really did. Just look at this. He knew he had a long way to go to the finishing line, but he knew that he was going to get swamped if he didn't get the jump on them first, and that's exactly what he did. He got the victory that he'd been looking for, win number 5, and that makes a British record of 9 victories.
And that's our Cadillac performance highlights of a great day of racing today in the Tour de France. Let's have a look at the results. Mark Cavendish then is the winner today. These riders particularly given the same time. Hushoff, Cholig, Avamat and Oscar Freire in 5th place, but there will be a split today in times. Looking down, Jerome Pinu, these boys, Fumiaki Beppu, great result for the Japanese rider. Nicholas Roche 8th. 4-second split. Armstrong was in the same time there as the winner, so the other guys have lost a few seconds, including Bradley Wiggins. Might be an expensive 4 seconds. Andy Scheck loses 4 seconds to Lance Armstrong as well.
Always attentive, Mr. Armstrong, on the run in towards the finish line. Tony Martin 17th, having led out his teammate Mark Cavendish. Vladimir